Hi everyone, hope it's been a good week so far in spite of the electricity situation. My name is Ifwa Akwa Harrison. Today in News Generation, Wongbo demonstration hits Accra. We get the views of some young people. First ever BECE resit examination underway. We meet 15-year-old Rachel Niza, who shares her experience. Brave 10-year-old Iman Yusuf gets a second chance at walking, and we tell you a fascinating story from the 1800s of how a warrior clan in the northern region fought German colonialists. My name is Ifwa Akwa Harrison. Please stay with us. And remember, you can find us on social media. It's facebook.com/newsgenerationgh. Also find us on Twitter at newsgengh. Now, a very important demonstration took place early Wednesday, February 18th, the Wongbo demonstration. The demonstration was organized by the main opposition party, the New Patriotic Party. Now, the MPP flag bearer, Nana Akufo-Addo, his running mate, Dr. Mahmudu Bawumia, joined hundreds to demand a better government. The protest started at the Obra spot near the Kwame Nkrumah Circle as early as 6 a.m.
Demonstration is what some people do to express themselves to the government about the situation. Also, at demonstration, people do it to bring an end to a suffering or some things going on in the country that does not benefit them. They also express their views about some things they need and something they don't need.
I think demonstration in Ghana in so many ways, like how about the government and other authorities, and demonstration has really helped so many people to achieve their aims.
Demonstrations help people to talk more about the problems facing something that the general public is doing. So demonstrations, I think they are good.
It can solve halfway, but not too much, because demonstration sometimes it spoils plenty things. But if you stay, so the government will settle things, so they'll tell you why they are doing the doom saw lights off and on. It can maybe solve some.
It is good because it tells the government that people are serious about something. They actually need the thing. It is bad because at times it brings conflicts in the community. Demonstration, the government might get annoying. You send soldiers or armies to destroy some parts of countries, like how it's happening in other countries.
And those were some young people from Nima St. Kizito telling us what they think about demonstrations. Now, the very first reset of the basic education certificate exams has taken off. The school system, until now, gave junior high school leavers virtually two options: repeat school and write again, or drop out of the education system. But that's all changed now. 15-year-old Rachel Niza tells us the following report.
8 a.m. on Wednesday morning, and Rachel is already seated to write her first paper for the day. Rachel tells me she had her first shot at it a year ago, but failed some of the papers.
I wrote it last year, which is 2014, and I'm coming to write it again. I wanted to write it again so that I can get my first choice school.
Rachel thought her educational future was over until now.
At first, I didn't know I was like writing another BEC. I thought I would get my first choice school. So when the results came and I didn't get it, I wanted to write again. This question wasn't difficult, but the time given to us. The last year, 2014, it was 2 hours, but this year was 1 hour. So I wasn't able to finish.
Over 1,000 students across the country are rewriting field papers in mathematics, English, and 7 other papers. For Rachel, this opportunity has come at a good time. News Generation spoke to some other candidates.
They will not tell you now until the results come. Then they will see your grade and give you the school.
I think 2011.
2011.
Yeah.
But you didn't like your aggregate.
Yeah, it's not good at all. Because it's like the last one I wrote, the other one I wrote is like I didn't do well, but I think this one it's good enough.
But Sophia Obodai, who would not speak on camera, is not as happy as her colleagues. She missed her mathematics paper for the second time.
Just about this, one of our students who came in late, I think 15 minutes to the time, I just got to know about it. It's really sad. But again, because I was trying to find out whether she was sick. I was trying to find out whether she was staying with somebody. She's staying with somebody. But she's staying with the mother. And she was here yesterday to write the exam. So it's not an issue that she doesn't know the place. So what I want to encourage the other candidates is that this is a chance. And this is the maiden one. And you don't play with such chances. So they need to ensure that they wake up early and come to the center so that this chance that is given them, they can make good use of it.
The private candidates' BEC will be written in February every year. However, unlike the regular BEC candidates who choose their preferred senior high schools before they sit for the exams, these private candidates have not chosen schools, but the national head of the West African Examinations Council says the issue will be resolved somehow. Today is the third day of the first BEC research. They just finished writing mathematics 1 and 2 papers. The BEC research presents an opportunity for candidates who in their first attempt could not make it into senior high school by getting the preferred mark. All 157 candidates at the Accra Center are keen in getting the preferred mark that will make them enter into SHS.
Now, 4 years ago, a terrible accident left a little girl unable to walk. This means her education was also threatened. She needed 2 surgeries to save her left leg. Iman Yusuf will be walking soon thanks to the Orthopedic Training Center at Eduedri in Sawam.
10-year-old Iman Yusuf is off to see a physiotherapist. The physiotherapist will examine Iman to see when she can get an artificial leg.
We was buying something tough. Then I did not see the car. We was many. Only me that the car hit me. So they took me to the Okonfanochi. So my mother was crying, but I don't feel pain.
For over a month, Iman has called the Orthopedic Training Center in Nsawam her home. This is the second time she has been admitted since she lost her left leg in September 2011 in a car accident. According to the physiotherapist Rachel Odro, young children like Iman and their parents are taking through a lot of counseling to give them hope.
You realize that both the child and the mother or father are all depressed. Most of them are depressed, not knowing how the future is going to be for them and also for the child. For the very young ones, for the very young children, sometimes they don't really know what is happening to them. But the parents' frustration and depression has effect on these kids. So when they come in here, we have a big work to do. As in, you have to make sure the parents are okay. You tell them there's hope and that this and that are what we can do for the child.
Iman, like many of her peers at the Orthopedic Center, are taught how to use their new legs.
We do a lot. It's not just about giving them the artificial legs, making sure they walk, no. Even for them to accept it, to accept that prosthesis or orthosis you give them, you'd have to make them understand the situation and accept. Else, it affects them, they don't walk well, they still have the leg but they still look depressed. They are not happy, they can't get close to their friends, and that's not what we want.
Currently, Iman's education is on hold so she can focus on her recovery. This does not mean she is not studying. The center has provided a place to help her maintain her interest in going to school. She admits missing her family, friends and teachers who are all in Kumasi where she lives. Iman is hopeful She will soon be fitted with an artificial leg after months of therapy.
We are hoping to fit her artificial leg this week. Since she's already used it before, we are hopeful that in less than a month she should be done.
Let's go on to WhatsApp now. It's about whether Ghana is a paradise. Adelaide T has more.
Ghana, the land of cocoa. Ghana, the land of gold. Ghana has been named the 10th happiest country. Ghana is also known as one of the dirtiest countries in the world. You won't be wrong to say that Ghana is now a doomsday country. Does all these beautify the country and makes it a paradise to live, as the sports minister Ayariga says? Well, I have been finding out on WhatsApp.
I don't think it's a paradise country. First of all, the economy has a lot of resources, and instead of us to use it to build our own country, isn't it to helping other countries? And also because of that, our country is less developed. I also think that it's not a paradise country as people say, because first of all, there are a lot of power outages and water breaks in the whole country, so I don't think Ghana is a paradise.
In Ghana here, we're all suffering. If this country was to be a paradise country, that means we will all benefit from the from everything we have in Ghana, because in Ghana, like, we have a lot of resources, and so if this country is a paradise country, we will not suffer. And for example, we are even suffering from the energy crisis as of now, so we can't say this country is a paradise country.
Some of us, how can he call Ghana a paradise country when some people are suffering and others are enjoying? If it's paradise, we are all supposed to benefit from it, and we are all supposed to enjoy the power outages and not even enough water, and so it's not really a paradise country.
I don't think Ghana is a paradise because there are a lot of power outages, what people call doomsday. And yesterday, for instance, I had to revise for science, but I couldn't. So I had to come to school early today to revise for science, and I couldn't revise enough. So I didn't answer a lot of questions. So I don't think Ghana is a paradise.
I think Ghana is not a paradise because people litter the country anyhow, and then it brings about diseases that cause the life of people. And then secondly, power cuts almost every time, and then we the students, for instance, we don't get light to do our homework, and then it results in punishment when we come to school early in the morning.
Your views on WhatsApp. Climbing a tree on a horse sounds impossible, right? Well, that is what happened way back in 1896 in Adibo, a community near Yendi in the northern region. Members of the warrior clan there tell us how their forefathers defended their kingdom in a battle with German colonialists.
This used to be a battlefield. It is on the outskirts of Adibo community, near Yendi in the northern region. Before we can visit this site, the warrior clan here must offer some sacrifice on our behalf to appease their ancestors. These young people here are not allowed to speak to us. We don't know why, but their parents say they are well informed about the adventures of their forefathers.
We were also told about what happened, so we can't just allow the children to do or say anything because we were not even there.
After visiting the grave of the late chief warrior, it is now time to see this historic tree. It's a baobab tree, and there is something amazing about it.
The hoof prints of horses that were used to climb this baobab tree are still visible on it.
These warriors say their ancestors were forced to spiritually climb the baobab tree on horse.
Bekanati intimi han la tu wonso. De sa yurin da bien ma. Hey, kaba kat yurma kam won say yur da bien de rang man la.
The warriors were gathered here on their horses around the baobab tree, and after some struggle with the Germans, they had to escape by climbing the tree on horses. And that is how come the hoof prints are still on the back of the tree. When it finally got to the chief warrior himself, they fought up to his place and they overpowered him using locks and stones.
Several funds from donors to develop this place have either ended at the district level or regional level, and the signpost here is not what it used to be. Elders of the warrior clan here want authorities to develop it into a standard tourist site before their heritage is lost forever.
Wow, that looks like such an amazing journey. Now, as part of activities marking the 3rd edition of For Kids Santa Fiesta, the For Kids channel has made donations to 4 orphanages in the Greater Accra and Central regions. The donations were given in partnership with F&J Ventures.
The donations by For Kids channel and F&J Investment Limited come at a time when some orphanages have been cited for maltreating children under their care. Notwithstanding the bad press, the donations were made following calls for assistance by the beneficiary homes. Some of the items donated included bags of rice, gallons of cooking oil, boxes of biscuits, and clothes. The beneficiary homes are Holy Heart Foundation, Kaswa, Village of Hope, Fete, all in the Central region, as well as Save Them Young and New Life Orphanage in Ashaman and Nungwa, respectively. Although the donations formed part of the 3rd edition of the For Kids Santa Fiesta, it was a time of giving back to the needy in society. The channel coordinator for Kids, Nana Ado, challenged other organizations to give back to society, especially the vulnerable.
It's very important for society to realize this and to contribute more. And so I am very happy with what New Life is doing. Because this is God's work. I believe that if there's any work in this world, it is really helping the helpless and helping those who can't help themselves.
A representative of F&J Investment Limited, Sandra Aqua, noted the welfare of the needy in society is the responsibility of everyone.
What better way to enact this to come to show some love with our presence and donation?
Now, with over 2,000 shares and more than 700,000 views on YouTube, a toddler has become an internet sensation. 2-year-old Miles Kingston Sadler is trending. Guess why?
Two-year-old Miles Kingston Sadler is most likely the youngest Bob Marley tribute act. A video of the toddler in his fake dreadlocks lip-syncing to Bob Marley has been going around. Miles lives in Atlanta, Georgia, USA. His parents have Caribbean roots, Jamaica, Cuba, and Haiti.
Let's now take a look at some stories which made headlines before we go.
Students of the Pina Senior High School in the Lambusi Kani district of the Upper West region have expressed fear about a possible outbreak of cerebrospinal meningitis disease at the school. The dormitories of the school are poorly ventilated and congested. Over 1,000 students share the facilities. A doctor with the Ghana Health Service says early sexual relations by adolescents is because of misinformation or limited information on adolescent sexual reproductive health. Dr. Abuaje was speaking at the launch of adolescent school health clubs in the Brong-Ahafo region. Ghana Health Service is partnering with the Ghana Education Service to implement adolescent health activities in schools. Dr. Abuaji believes these activities will improve sexual and reproductive health of adolescents. Thousands of children in Liberia are back at school after schools were closed for more than 6 months. The schools were closed as a precaution to try to stop the spread of the Ebola virus. There are currently strict rules about washing hands to make sure schools are safe. The outbreak began in December 2013 in Guinea. England beat Italy 47-17 at Twickenham during their Six Nations match on Saturday. The day was also a special one for 100 kids who were invited to the game for 2 exciting match day moments. It's all part of England Rugby's all-school program to get more school children playing rugby. Chelsea drew 1-1 with Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League. The two will now play at Stamford Bridge for a place in the quarterfinals of the competition. Barbie is having a digital makeover with the release of an internet-connected version of the iconic doll. Toy maker Mattel is partnering with the US startup Toy Talk to develop Hello Barbie. Hello Barbie will be able to have conversations with children. The Barbie doll was on display at the New York Toy Fair on February 14.
And that's it for this edition of News Generation. Thank you so much for staying with us. Remember, you can catch us on social media. It's facebook.com/newsgenerationgh or on Twitter @newsgengh. Until next time, have a good day.